Not as big of a fan of the Udyr pick here, just simply because I feel like it falls off in a big way later on. Do have follow-up for the Ashe stun, the Sejuani Glacial Prison coming through as well. And you have such big damage with this Smolder when you get to the late game that any single target that gets locked down multiple times will just burn to a crisp. But the Rise would have been also relatively risky here, not very tanky. You already scale so incredibly well. Don't want to have another fragile piece to this draft. The wave clear of the Udyr is going to feel pretty nice. You can kind of just sit up there, weak side a little bit. You don't need jungle attention to be fine into the GP. Doesn't mean you're going to shut the GP down very hard either, but it is a pick that Perfect is very comfortable with. So I would have liked to see something a little bit more meta here, but I don't want to harp on it too much. We'll see how it pans out. That's a big boon in terms of scaling that goes over to Kingen as well.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, as you're mentioning, either more meta or maybe just something more punishing, because it just feels like Kingen's going to sit in top and he's going to scale out of control. And if he does that on GP, he can absolutely match the Smolder, especially if DK get ahead in this game. You've got Corki from ahead, Barrels from ahead, even Poke from aiming, and the Saplings. Like, it can be very annoying for the Smolder to play this game out.
Yeah, a little bit concerning, too, that KT were also hovering the Smolder swap top. You probably want to keep that a secret if you're planning to use that going into the playoffs.
Yeah, absolutely. As here we go, we're going to hop into the Rift for game number 1.
소환사의 협곡에 오신 것을 환영합니다.
We are on the KT side of LOL Park today, and they are very lucky.
This draft is set up for success with it.
You got this matchup. The stun comes in, and you can't block the crash down. Boham's got a flash away already, as Beryl does have to utilize his Ignite to get on in there, but Moham also trading his Ignite. Here comes Lucid up to the top lane, as Kingen has set this up. A bit of damage into Perfect. Can be hard to lock down the Udyr, who does go for the Ghost. As there's the Twisted Advance. Do they have the damage is really the question. As here comes Pillshake. They just give up on it, and now Lucid's in a rough spot. He's trying to run away from this one, and he will have to flash away. That flash afterwards from Pillshake, not great, but he gets in range, and now the Maokai in a lot of trouble. Does go in a Perfect, though, and they trade the kill back. Kingen gonna get a kill for himself. The way the bot lane is going, it's not a gigantic lead, but it definitely feels like they have the pressure, as the Barrage going to be coming in, and BDD is ganking on Smolder, and it might just be enough damage, so it's going to force Kingen away. Here comes Mom, do a little bit extra and get the slowdown, and now Kingen doesn't have anywhere to go, eats the oranges, isn't enough. One more kill would do it, and he gets the kill. BDD.
The bottom side is completely under their control.
Getting engaged on here, gonna knock Beryl in, but he doesn't care. Only level 5 is Moham, and level 6 is the Ashe. Moham getting super low, and he will be taken down. Beryl, unfortunately, gonna secure that kill, but it's still a kill for KT's bottom lane.
Yeah, they're getting a kill while also getting the Dragon at the same time. The Barrel, but still a big win. A plate is down bottom side. They're up 13 CS on the Ashe, and we're still top side.
And he stays to hit the Barrel. Isn't enough damage, though. The CP very squishy at this point in time. It's just another kill to KT, and now Lucid gets baited into the fight. And these two tanks nearly able to dive the turret, but they force the flash of Lucid. And here comes BDD.
Got his ultimate. He might be able to snipe him here. He's going for it.
Oh, yeah, here we go.
Oh!
Lucid is not looking. Yeah, generally I was going to be okay if it was just going to sit in the front line and be a sponge for the Smolder, but he has done so much more than that. As now they engage on a Pillshake. This is a very tanky Sejuani. Can they get through him? The answer is no, as aiming totally whips the ult, hits nothing. And now Beryl and the rest of the team is following up here as Lucid has to flash away. So low are the health bars, as Deft actually getting a little bit too far ahead of his team, and now Pillshake not able to follow up, aiming able to punish him. And here comes D plus Kia, a couple of kills going their way as BDD, very, very strong though, gonna get slowed up here. And now BDD is looking to challenge the two of them. Going on in, taking a bunch of damage. He's got aiming behind him as well. It's BDD versus the world.
He's definitely dead here, aiming around the corner. You have to think.
Well, he's still fighting this one out. He doesn't have his flap, and he will be taken down. as the TP goes into the top lane and just running away from the barrels. Another thing that Udyr can do well.
Sounds like some of the fans on our side of the arena got a little bit too enthusiastic about how the early game went. The fight...
The Rift Heralds, they have all 5 members over here. Meanwhile, King just free farming. They're going to look for Lucid, who doesn't have sums at this point in time. He's just going to be food, not able to take out Beryl. And down will go Lucid.
Yeah, that Leandri's not really going to help him in this situation, but, you know, I don't know if he had any other tank item first, if he would have lived either with all that CC. Super frustrating, though, when you've got to be the guy up in the front line. You've got to be getting that information, that intel. He just ends up getting left out to dry, unfortunately, and Perfect's going to come over here, challenge King in.
Yeah, I mean, this is a really long lane. Perfect, a little bit unsure about himself, doesn't want to be next to the barrel, but he's got Ghost up, so he's still going to continue chasing. Turtle to absorb some of that damage, lands the stun. Kingen in a bit of a rough spot. He's also got Pyosik coming over. Kingen desperate to take down Perfect, but he can't quite do it, as now it's a 3-on-1, and Perfect will net himself a third. Oh, he got far behind, he even flashed into a Lilia bowling ball, and it was really rough. And then he eventually carried the late game anyway. So, a massive engage under the turret as Beryl, no chill at all, just going in. And the follow-up is not quite there. And now the rest of the team is getting baited in as well. Perfect, and the Smolder BDD able to get a couple of kills. Perfect is so deep in that one that BDD can't quite follow up. Maybe a bit over-aggressive.
Yeah, that was completely uncontested right now. Has the barrage. That shouldn't have happened.
Why did they just... Okay, well, they're maybe gonna be able to punish him after the fact, as here comes the bomb from the sky once again, but BDD is not able to follow.
They feel as good as maybe an MF and a Corki, as here comes Moham.
Oh boy, they're just trying to face check into the river, and this time Pyosik is just gonna be punished, and that one felt like it was free as well. I mean, he just kind of sticks his nose in there. He's like, hey, what's going on, guys? DK, take him down. That's the jungler of KT gone, and it might just be an early Baron for DK.
Yeah, let's see if they can stop the Smolder from really burning them down. I mean, there's a very late rotation over from KT.
They're just not really in position to challenge this either. I mean, BDD's doing damage to an Alistar. Moham doesn't care. And now you've got the combo, the turn coming in. They already took the Baron, and BDD can't do anything. Deft and BDD just running away from this one. DK, they get so much value out of this. They're just wondering if they want more.
Deft's going to have to flash.
And, well, I guess they wanted more. It's not looking good, though. They need to flash away. BDD nearly dies. And now might just be flashed on here. The Cannon Barrage gets him, and a big one to the face of Deft. And finally, DK find that little bit of extra value. The disengage cone will get Perfect out, but DK,
You need time in a team fight with Smolder to actually win it. And if he gets hit by a barrel chain, that's the end of the fight. If he gets hit by the edge of an MF ult.
Out of their new situation in this game.
Yeah. When BDD gets Leandri's, that ends up being a really nice late game spike, because it means that he can do damage pretty consistently with all of his abilities, including his Q, of course, but we burning health bars down. Something like he just did there with the Achu would be much more valuable if he had that. Is Moham?
That is an Alistar. They're just going to counter-engage onto Perfect, who is getting pretty low. He is Udyr trying to run away, but now the engage follow-up onto everybody. Mob comes down, and everything is burning as Solo are the health bars, aiming not able to do much, throws an ult into Deft. And now Moham trying to just get a little bit out of this one, but just has to get away from Perfect. And now aiming in a really rough spot himself, trying to take down Pyosik. Showmaker gets one, but it's KT who win the fight in a big way, 3-1.
Right before Baron. Pyosik still alive here, has his smite. Showmaker sitting at, just under half health. There's nothing he can do here to stop this one, so great re-engage from Beryl. I feel like without Beryl, well, some additional combat prowess. See if Beryl can find that engage. Beryl on the flank.
Yeah, you see Showmaker trying to tip away. KT not really pushing Lucid out of this one, though, so he is in, and it goes to flip, and it's Infernal Soul to DK, as this fight as well is pretty close. Beryl going to be taking out BDD. Super low. He's being burned to a crisp by the Infernal Drake. And down he will go. Showmaker and aiming are Solo themselves. They're going to back away. But DK, man, they get it tossed back to them, and they're able to catch it.
Yeah, King is trying to chase down Perfect and Pyosik here. He's got those Infernal stats.
Yeah, TP's going to come in here. I think they just need to use this timing to try to push a little bit more.
Yeah, they're going to try to turn this into an inhibitor. They have this huge wave here. Even though KT have Baron buff, those Baron minions aren't going to defend this inhib. And if anyone else dies, I mean, they might be able to actually get even more here. Everyone for D+ completely grouped. BDD's not up for 20 seconds.
All right, they're just doing a little bit of posturing outside of the turrets, but there's no much impeccable on that item. Deft able to check at least with some hawk shots. Beryl in a little bit of trouble as he is having to crash down, and now he has to flash as well. Ton of damage done the other way though, aiming super low, in goes Perfect, and he's just gonna die! Tries to get the kill on aiming, as it's just kind of a drive-by into death from Perfect, and now, he's dead.
I don't know if that's necessarily going to be enough to get Baron though. BDD has TP, he's going to back and come back over.
I mean, he's just gonna heal up and
idea, but I think the judgment was a little bit off as now they're just on Elder.
Look at this! Pyosik, he's trying to get in on the left side, but he cannot. Oh, he's trying to get in, and he does! He's gonna smite it away! The Elder Drake goes to BDD, and now DK can't go anywhere near that guy, but they do take down a couple, and maybe they try to...
No, you really have to consider, okay.
They're just gonna run into them. I mean, he's got Elder, but that will go Deft as well! Jeez! The damage from the Infernal Soul is just ridiculous. And it's a trade of 80 carries, one of them which had Elder. I feel like DK will take that, but it's still
on the wrong side of this fight.
Has his ult back, so at least he's got that. Ward comes down, and, well, the wave is pushing bot as well, so DK really trying to utilize that at this point.
Look, Barrel's engage is what everyone's got their eyes on right now. He has flash ult, and D+ need to respect it.
Oh, they're TPing bot. They want to end the game. They don't care about the Elder Drake. They want to take the game. Here comes the Barrel engage. That is a massive bullet time, but the stun comes in onto aiming, and it's a flip for the Elder. It goes the way of DK, and down will go Barrel. Lucian will also bite the dust, but the Elder Drake is enough. The TP is coming in, but it's too late. Oh, he does get in, but Showmaker just has enough damage to push him away. And BDD all alone, the sad little baby dragon, will not win the game.